Hi, this is Elliot Wave Sage. I want to go ahead and do a market update. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for education and entertainment purposes only. Okay, so the market today surged higher. If you watched my videos, you're not surprised that that happened. I did say that there was a low probability outcome that we would just go higher. But that's why I would not recommend selling as bearish divergence was erased. So you guys that are following these divergence traders, you're just getting destroyed, guys, because wave 3 of 3 is erased divergence, and we got that massively. So we did not get a fifth wave. Again, you're so smart. Your trader community was like, yeah, it's 5. We go down, and it just blew up in your face in a wave 3 of 3. So how stupid are you for short in a wave 3 of 3? If you follow me, you would never have had that happen to you. Okay, so here we are in a 1-2-1-2 setup with divergence erased in a 3 of 3. And you, if you're following these guys that were telling you to be cautious and short and all that, you really need to go ask yourself, maybe you're following the wrong people. You got to get my name out there. There's a lot of people I could help that are not benefiting from these moves here. Again, we had in the Dow, the buy area was here, and we've been essentially vertical ever since. And so here's the situation, guys. So now we're coming up in this move. What happens? Where do we go from here? Okay. So there's always in the back of the trader's mind the flat, right? There's always like the possibility of the flat correction, right? This is always a scary thing that can happen. That would turn at 531.97, but you have to understand for what it is. It would turn into this, and this. But I think what we'll look for is that impulse. If we can get that 4 and 5, that will negate it. But until we get it negated, that's always should be in the back of your mind, the flat scenario. So there's no rule that says that that can't happen. But I wouldn't recommend selling in anticipation of anything like that. And I wouldn't buy or chase it here. Again, the move has happened. The time to buy was here. Check my videos. I said what to do, and that was it. And again, we've had buys here, in here, and of course where we got in on Christmas right around this time frame here. So again, right up in here at 467. And we've been long ever since. And we've had to listen to the traders, the ones you follow. Oh, it's going to crash. It's going to crash. No, really, here. No, here. I mean it. My indicators are, no, here. Whoops. Guys, it's not crashing until we get to this red box. Don't worry about the market crashing. Here, time to worry. It's time to worry. Now, that's of course, if we don't erase divergence, right, on the weekly. And we said to keep an eye on that, right? We have to keep an eye on that. We're nowhere near it. We're nowhere near it, right? Nowhere near it. So don't worry about that. But we have to keep an eye on it. But for right now, market's going higher. Dow Jones, a little different count. I don't think we erased divergence on Dow Jones. We haven't. So for me, it's still wave 5, but we need a 3, a 4, and a 5, something like this. That's what we're looking for. Or we erased divergence, and this was another one too. Triple Qs, erased divergence. And we actually had the buy here, guys, on my video at 437. And you're like way in the profit now. Again, how valuable would this video be to you? And again, if you guys are following all these negative people that are always super negative, they don't have intellectual stop loss. They're too arrogant. Is what they don't have an intellectual stop loss, and that's where they fail as a trader. You got to have an intellectual stop loss. And you have to be able to switch your view. And look at this. This was like this was a massive 1-2-1-2. So this was set up for a massive pump. This caught everyone by surprise. Everyone by surprise. This was a low probability outcome. Granted, it could have been a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Well, you even had the candle for it, and just said nope, not happening. So here we are, 3 of 3. So we should continue to extend. I'm not surprised we're green. How far we go is anyone's guess. I don't have the targets in tech plotted yet. I should probably do that real quick. to see where we need to trade tech. Oh, here it is, 620, 640. So we got a ways to go. Tech's got a lot more upside. IWM, I believe, just like the Dow, does have bearish divergence. So we still say wave 5 here for a pullback and then out. Now, again, it can erase divergence. It doesn't have to do that. So we don't know, but again, the ultimate target is higher in these areas up here. This ultimate target. And Hang Seng, that could be 3 here. We don't know. It could be another 1, 2. Again, we'll wait and see. There's probably another 1, 2 here of some kind. For China. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin truncated, again, very common for a bullish instrument. We didn't get that deeper pullback to the 59,000. That would have been ideal. It's just it truncated, but it shouldn't have mattered because this was the buy area. So whatever happened here again was just noise. And now you got the breakout on the wedge. We're looking for this 80,000 number. That's what we're looking for in Bitcoin. And again, there's no guarantee. This could also be a 1, 2, and we can moon. 100,000 plus. And there's no stopping it. Oil started to break down, and then it came up. It could be in this wave 2 and a flat. Traders are super confused here in oil. They want oil to pump so bad, and with the dollar going down, it's again priced in dollars. It's helping it, but I think oil's got a watershed moment coming soon. Okay, so silver continued higher in this wave 5, looking for $32. But again, if we can erase that divergence, we have another 1, 2, and then silver is going crazy, probably to $49, $50. If it can do that, I would not want to be short silver. The idiots short in silver that have used that as a money tree for the last 20 years or whatever, they're going to need to be bailed out, and they may again have to stop trading, change the market rules to save like major institutions that are short this because they've just shorted it at will. But we saw them lose control of that short trade. Again, my videos called that at 22 here. We saw them losing control, their erratic nature. They just couldn't. They lost control of the market right here. This is where they lose control. That was it. And then it's been pretty much vertical ever since. So they used to, again, short at will. They could drive the price down, then let it rise and drive it down more. And they just did this for years and years and even decades. But that day is over now. That trade is over. That trade is over, possibly for decades to come. The short silver trade is over, guys. And the institutions trying to do that or having around that trade, they're going to go belly up, or they'll need to be bailed out. That's what's going to happen here. Gold looks like 5 up with divergence, so I'm going to call it here. But again, it could also be in a 1, 2 and ready to surge in a 3 of 3. Platinum's been a great trade. I gave that trade when we're way down here, and now we're way up here, and we're still extending in a wave 1. Because we have not taken that peak out. We have not seen the power of wave 3 yet in platinum. It's building, and we should hopefully see that soon. Dollar index collapsed today. It's gonna go lower. The big question is, are we in this triangle here, or are we already done X and we're gonna have a mega collapse? And this will be rocket fuel for everything. This will be a melt up everything. That will power everything higher. This will give the bears one last chance, and this will be a really nasty sell-off if we can get this E wave, and it is a triangle. We'll have to wait and see, but I believe 102 is the battleground area for the dollar index, and of course, it's going to chop around, but everything's going according to plan. The 20-year, same thing, according to plan. We had the sell area, TMF, amazing gains, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3 of 3. And this, like I said, it's got a lot more downside. 3.3. So this is telling me the Fed's cutting rates this summer. It tells me the news is probably going to be more bearish than people expect. That's going to force the Fed to cut sooner than they expect. And then the market will love that. You know, bad news is good news. Then at some point, inflation will start to return. No one will be paying attention. Energy will turn. All that will turn. And then people will pay attention, and then we'll get some kind of market peak between the mid 25, 26 time frame. And then we get the final wave higher in rates to the 9% for the big push lower in the market. And I call it the crash that the bears dream about. So when do I want to sell this market? When we're down in these areas. Rates are down in this area. The 10-year is down in 3.5. When the dollar index is down in 94.95, that's when I want to sell the market. Until then, I want to be long the market. I do not want to entertain selling the market. I don't. Also, I want to see the VIX down to single digits, $9, $8, 9.8. As we finish this wedge out, ironically, look where it ends. June to May 25, June 25. Guys, when we come out of this wedge, the market's gonna crash, guys. I mean, this wedge is bigger and more pronounced than this wedge. Look what happened here. Now, you have to understand, when we come out of the wedge, you're still making highs, right? You're just getting divergence. Look, November 17, right? We're starting to come out. We're starting to come out, right? And then we got Volmageddon, and then that marked the top, right? Marked the top, right? Volmageddon, right? Right there, right? So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Same thing with the, you could do a similar wedge here for the 2020 crash. So when these wedges break, it's a violent break. So you better be watching this. So we got to be paying attention to this wedge, guys. It may not be perfectly drawn here. Let's draw this wedge. You know, that's conservative, something like that. So we'll keep an eye on it. But while we're in it, markets support it. But at some point we could come out of this wedge, you know, and then it's going to be a massive move higher. And how do we see the wedge retrace? Well, this one went all the way back almost up to the top here. This one exceeded the top. This one, you're going to see a VIX, I'm guessing 60, 70, potentially exceeding it, 100, which would be that would be 12% down, 13% down crash. So guys, this is set up for that crash. Look, 25, 27. That's what I'm saying, guys. The market is, the bears are going to have their day here. This is what I'm seeing in the market, guys. But until then, it's upside. Until then, it's upside. There's no reason to get nervous and be afraid of the market. You know, be afraid. But at some point, it will be time. Now, what if Elliott wave stage, it just comes up now and trades at 19 or 20 and we're out here? Well, guess what? Guess what? We're broken the wedge. So it changes everything, right? Changes everything. So, but until then, the bulls are in control. It will come up and down. It will do this we run out of time here. Now, do we ever go to the apex of the wedge? We never make it quite to the apex, right? We always have some space. So we probably won't make it all the way to here. So probably maybe you know, January 25, you know, we start to come out. But again, even when you come out, the market is still rising. It's just in a final move higher. As you can see, we started coming out here January and February. The market didn't crash till March. So it'll be the same kind of phenomena. We come out maybe around December, January, and then, you know, maybe March again. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, this is what I'm seeing in the market, guys. Watch this wedge. Now, if you're a bull, you want that wedge to be negated or elongated somehow. You want that wedge to change shape, and it can, right? We could try to play around with it, right? But for now, this is the shape it's in until we test this lower bound and see how we go. Now, if we start to extend lower, we'll have to shift the wedge a little bit, and that's going to extend. It's going to reshape it. And again, it's not a perfect. It's not perfect, but I mean, time and time again, I can draw these wedges, guys, on the VIX. Right? Here's another one right here. Again, you know, here's your peak there, peak exceed it, right? I could just, you draw right around here. There it is. Boom. That one wasn't as pronounced, but for the most part, you get the idea. You get the idea, right? Even this one came out. So this is what we're looking for, something like that. So we're looking for these wedges to break. So there you go. We're in one. It's going to break. It's a mathematical certainty, and when it does, it's almost certain that we'll get a VIX spike of a pretty substantial one, right? Pretty substantial. So, but right now we're okay. We're okay. We're okay. So anyway, I just need to point out the VIX. I was looking at the VIX the other day. I need to show you guys the VIX. It's important. I'll go through some stocks. I won't do AMC and GME. I have a special video I'll do for those. Let's go into technology. So the stocks people like to trade, Apple, right? So we'll look at the 45-minute. We have this wave 5. We do have divergence, so we should be finishing that up at any moment with a pullback, okay? So I should be pulling back. But this will be a second chance entry for those that missed a move. We should get a pullback down to 180, 178. That's what I'm hoping to see, but again, you can't rule out divergence being erased. This is just the most likely path. Let's see, how's Amazon doing? We hit that bottom here in 4. And could that be 5? Could 5 already be done? That looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, are we gonna? The question is, will this 5 erase divergence or not on the higher time frames? And we're nowhere close. So Amazon, I would say you want to be careful in. Now, that wouldn't be unusual. So I'm thinking it's a 1, 2, and 5, something like that. Tesla. So Tesla guys, we pulled back in 3. We didn't get as deep as we wanted. It truncated, and we came out of this early. And then it looks like to me 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we pulled back between the 4 and the 2 and there. So this important low here at 173, if that doesn't hold, then it could go back to 168. And if that doesn't hold, then it's coming all the way back down to 148. So tough to say. This seems to be trading a lot with the AMC GME group. Interesting enough. I mean, obviously not as extreme, but hey, it was red today with those stocks. So not sure what that means, but I like this. I still like TSLL now. Same trade, but TSLL could also go back down. So you got to have good money management, know your areas, how to trade it, have your plan, and go from there. So we'll have to wait and see if Tesla can turn tomorrow. If it can turn out of this, and we can get a wave 3 in Tesla tomorrow and get out of this tomorrow. If not, we'll double correct and we'll head down to 168 and we could try again. Adobe pumped out of this, which is good. Should hopefully get this 5th wave. It is trying to turn from a massive correction. AMD is in a connector wave, guys. I tried to mention that earlier. It's just going to keep going higher for now. Then NVIDIA looks like to me we erased divergence, so we have another 1, 2 taking shape on our way to triple digits. On our way to triple digits. Okay, something like that. And of course, if we take out the wave 3 divergence, if we take that peak out, then we have another 1, 2. We have another 1, 2, and not a 3, 4. So what would be the target in that situation? So if we take out divergence, and it's possible, guys, in this market, that would get you to targets of 1686, 1700, probably eventually hitting 2000. That's what those targets mean to me, if we can erase divergence. Okay, so then just kind of scanning through things. Nothing's catching my eye at the moment. We talked about the beam stock trade. Okay, let's look and see if some of the others, they're all pulling back, right? They're all pulling back here. How's Fubo? So Fubo, we had this 1, 2, and again we have 5 up. So hopefully this holds. Another 1, 2 here and comes out. We come out of this for a pump. Okay. Looking at Holo is another meme play. You could trade that against 156 and just speculative long, right? You've got 3 swings here. I mean, what the hell, right? What the hell? You come back into the low here, and look at all those like tweezer candle. I mean, so here we are. We'll see if that can do it. Holo. We can get that pump. Okay, so green complex, nothing I want in the green trade. China, Baba, this wave 2's more than likely done. Now, if it wants to double correct, it may do that down to 75. But regardless, we should definitely see move more upside. Baidu could be in this 1, 2, 1, 2 setup going into earnings for a massive move higher. The other option is a more bearish interpretation, and we get a deeper wave 2 for a buy opportunity. So earnings is going to be interesting. So we could see that dip to 106, 104 now. Potential here, dip buy. So we'll see if that happens. Okay. Neo, again, looks like a 1, 2, 1, 2 setup. If we do trade lower, we're just going to make a marginal new low. It shouldn't go too far below 5. Looking at this count, it should go like maybe 495, something like that. But if I look at this again, I see 5 up. So I want to say that it's another 1, 2, like Tesla, and we come out. And again, look at this massive inverse head and shoulders, guys. Look at that forming. This should break out. We should be at $9, right? And then get another one and then break out. So I wouldn't be too bearish these. And again, it could still drop a little bit more, but these lows I think are major lows. Neo, we call Neo's low before even GME. So they're all kind of trading together. It's interesting to see that. Then let's see healthcare if there's anything going on there exciting. Nothing there. I want to say Pod. I know guys watch Pod. So Pod did make a new low here. I want to see a third swing down, but we need to keep an eye on it. If we take this high out, then the low is in and it truncate it. But I don't like the look of it. And in fact, if actually we take that high out, I take it back. I'll call it still X, because I want to see one more swing down. Let's see. Pfizer should be finishing that 5th wave, right? So now that we have 5 up in Pfizer, we have a dip buy opportunity here at 2680 when it comes, if it pulls back. mRNA, we got this 4 here, we got a 5, and it looks like we got another 4 here. We're about to get another 5. So mRNA, this move's kind of coming to an end, but it'll be a dip buy opportunity soon at some point. All right, nothing there. How's Novavax? I said if it took it high out, it became an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, it was corrective, not impulsive, which means we could actually go to new all-time highs in Novavax. which is hard to believe. So where's the dip buy entry in Novavax, guys? This one that looks a little bit better than GME and AMC, potentially for a dip buy. If we can get 931, 844, 704, maybe fill some of this gap here if that takes place. But again, it could be done here and ready for even a bigger move higher. We just don't know. We just don't know where we're going to go with this yet. I should probably add that to our meme stock play, Novavax. Then crypto, like I know people again follow this crypto, and this area is a chop area, guys. And again, I still have Mara eventually hitting this area. We could end it here. If it doesn't end there, then it's heading here. But I do expect this price action. Is it guaranteed though? Could that be done? It's always possible, but you have to make your own call. I would be looking for Bitcoin to extend and erase divergence before you call the miners done into here. Let's take a look at the RSI, and you can see we really never bottomed out that well. So I personally think the miners have another leg lower, as does Bitcoin when it hits 80,000. MicroStrategy is pumping in B like we've expected. Then, and again, B could go all the way. B could really play around there. Again, LTCN. So when I look at it, it looks like we're forming a new connector with a truncated Y now. So that would do a couple things. We will come up, it will fail, but we probably won't go down this low anymore. But I do think this three-wave cycle's over now. And so that's a low. But I think this X is going to be very tricky. And there is a chance it could be here and truncate it. So the cycle's higher. This move down may or may not happen. It just depends on what Bitcoin decides to do. If it's going to surge past 80, then X is in. If it's going to pull back at 80 and go back to 48, then you're going to get this. So we just don't know. We can't predict the future. And BCG is obviously doing this. And this is kind of a clue that low break like this, that maybe Bitcoin will have that big pullback at 80 that we're looking for to pull this down and then raise. By this raise in higher, it raises our target higher. Okay, so then that's, I think, all I want to say on this video. All right, so where we are with the market, guys. The market is not bearish. Will it be bearish? Yes. When is it time to get bearish? When is it time to start posting crash videos? It's time to start posting crash videos when the rates are down at 3.5, when the dollar index is down at 96, 95, when the VIX breaks out of this wedge, whenever that happens, SPY 600. Those are the conditions for a market crash, guys. Until that happens, unfortunately, there's no crash that I can see. But I can't be wrong. Do what's best for you. And I guarantee you, when I start posting my crash videos again, those bears you follow will actually be saying buy, 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 and I'll laugh my ass off, because that's how it always is. A lot of bad advice out there, guys. I really feel bad for you following these guys. That's why you need to recommend my channel, have people follow me. I've given you so many setups. We're not right all the time, but we're usually, when we are wrong, the losses are very small because our entries are really crisp and we know our stop loss. We don't randomly buy the market at random points. We don't FOMO in. We think about our entries, and then we sit back and let the market decide for us what to do. We don't guess what the market's going to do. Okay, guys, that's all I got.